good to be back out there on the field. We had 2 days off. Players had, or not totally off, but players had a couple days off the field. Just got in on Sunday. Had a couple-hour meeting for those guys to come in and really clean up the scrimmage tape from Saturday. Saw the things that we needed to see, got them corrected. Had a period out there today to really do a correction period, from the scrimmage. And really, what I'd said on Saturday is what took place in the scrimmage. So, they've made a lot of strides. It's good to, today to have a clean-up, fundamental day out there on the field after a couple days not out there. And school started yesterday, so it allowed them to focus in on school, get those things done. Had a speaker yesterday morning for them, and then kind of get this new routine going of being in the mornings. So obviously a blessing today being in the morning. I think some of the guys said with the heat supposed to get up there today. So I thought it was a nice cool morning today. Felt like early spring out there. So then coaches have started in on game planning yesterday afternoon, watching film, come off the field today, and for the rest of the day today we'll be on to Louisville with a player meeting tomorrow morning, with the scouting reports, all those things, and then move on to Louisville prep beginning tomorrow. So excited to really turn the page from preseason camp and take what we've improved on from there and move forward now into preparation for Louisville. So I did meet with both the quarterbacks yesterday. Met with Zach and Haynes. Met with them myself, informed them really of the decision that I've made as far as who the starting quarterback will be. Haynes King will be the starting quarterback moving into the first game versus Louisville. So time to turn the page with that and get the team focused and prepped now moving forward. Had a chance to meet with both of those guys yesterday individually. With no one else. It wasn't a staff. It was myself and individual player only. Talked with them at depth, kind of where they're at, where they stand, both what they need to continue to work on, and informed them of my decision and that I would be telling you guys today, and that way we can move on as a full team and get ready to start playing games. So, had a meeting this morning with the leadership, and told the leadership, yes, both Haynes and Zach were both in there, and informed leadership of my decision, and made sure that they understood why and why we're moving forward. So it was a good meeting. Both quarterbacks really had outstanding camps. This is an evaluation that's been going on since January 6th. To have 3 quarterbacks that have started college football games on your team is a super positive to have. And there's going to be points in time this year where those quarterbacks will all play. And but moving forward now, Haynes King is the starter, and I'm looking forward to moving on now. So with that, we'll open up for any questions.
I guess just kind of maybe without getting into the weeds, what went into your decision? Anything in particular that you would share about the decision-making process on the starting quarterback?
No, I mean, like I said, it's an evaluation that really started, I think, January 6th when all the guys got back and had the first workout together. So this has been an eight-month evaluation of everything that goes into being the starting quarterback.
Rob. When you meet with the leadership group, do you talk about other things besides the quarterback position, and maybe where they feel the team is and what needs to be done moving forward?
Yeah, we talk about a lot of things in there, but it's a privilege to be on the leadership group, so that's why those things stay in there.
Chad. Patrick.
Coach Key, it may be an odd question, but obviously you've been evaluating these guys, as you said, since January, and after last year as an example, how do you tell your now second-string quarterback to hang in there and be ready and be himself and be ready to compete at the highest level when the moment comes, because it probably will come, I guess? Yeah, well, no different than I tell anybody anything else. Black and white, to the point. We don't sugarcoat things. I don't believe in sugarcoating any message, much less a message that deals with who the starting quarterback on this football team is going to be, as well as when you're dealing with kids that are 18, 20, 21, 22 years old. So there's no sugarcoating. It's direct. It's why and what needs to continue to be worked on, and move forward from there.
I mean, you had said originally you might not name this guy maybe until, pregame. Why do it now and go ahead and get it out of the way?
It was the time. Yeah, it was the right time. There's no decision that I've made in the program to this point has been made, quickly. They've all been very thought out, very looked over, done in depth, and so that myself as the head coach, when I go to sleep at night, I know that I've made the right decision for this time.
Anything in the back?
Thank you. Coach Luke Hetrick, Fox 5 Sports. I know you've touched on it a little bit, but what, for a while, this was, you said, kind of neck and neck, no one really separated. What was the separation for Haynes in this?
We feel like he gives us the best chance to go out in the first game and play the game we want to play.
Right.
When you broke down the film and looked at the film, was there anything that caught your eye or any surprises from what you saw?
What film?
No, from the scrimmage on Saturday.
Oh, same as I said. I mean, that's been 3 days ago now. We've moved past that. We met on that on Sunday with the players. I hadn't even thought about that in the last couple of days.
Kelly.
I guess we haven't really. Well, actually, you did last year. You played 2 quarterbacks in the tail end of the season with Zach and Tyson. Just, is there a thought there? Like, is it having both guys ready? Kind of, how do you approach how you look at that? Is it the guy? This is my guy. I'm going to ride him in a game, or do you have a strategy for that?
Yeah, for sure. Haynes King is the starter. Make no bones about it. That's why we made the decision. That's why I made the decision. That's why I brought him in and told them both face-to-face, man-to-man. And I'm not putting him on a short leash. I'm not putting him on the. I do not want the starting quarterback to go out there and feel like if he makes one mistake that he's going to get yanked. That's not the world we're living in. I'm not doing that. Both guys will have to be prepared. Both guys will be prepared. We can win with both players. We can. All right. The amount of improvement that both of those guys have made over the course of really the entire offseason, spring ball, summer workouts into preseason camp has been outstanding. And both guys have a very bright future. And make no mistake now, Zach Pyron is a heck of a quarterback. All right, he is a heck of a quarterback, and he's going to play really good football here at Georgia Tech.
Coach Key, any other positions on the 2 deep on either side that are yet undecided?
I'd say it's probably, there might be 1 or 2. We actually were discussing yesterday. We'll release the depth chart next, I don't know, whenever Mike tells me I can. I think early next week, though, by the next presser, whenever.
Kelly.
In terms of just, I guess, deviating from the quarterback talk, just in terms of other positions and things, you've had a lot of transfers, guys like Chase Lane or Dominic Blaylock. Kind of where do some of those guys stand right now coming out of the second scrimmage?
Yeah, I mean, we've a lot of those guys are going to be in the mix. As we all know, I mean, you play 6 to 8 receivers in a game. 4, maybe 5 tight ends at times. 4 running backs. Played 5 before. Defensively, they roll. So there's going to be a lot of influx of new names that are going to be out there on the field come next Friday night.
Chad.
Same question with the running back position. How are those guys looking? Are they all good to go?
Yeah, they are. They were back there all full speed out there today. It's a room where there hasn't been one day where one guy is. Well, there might have been one day where a guy went and moved forward, and the other ones didn't, and the next day it's another guy. And the nature of that position, it's a position that guys get banged up, they get bumps and bruises and those things, and it'll be a running back by committee for sure.
Rod.
You talked previously about the cornerback position and Miles working his way back. Where is he now? Is he ready to jump in the picture?
He's in the locker room, I think, but no. Yeah, he is. He's been back out there full speed the last couple of days.
Kelly.
Yeah, I was just curious about I lost my train of thought for a second. Sorry. You looked at practice as an offensive line coach for much of your career. How much have you had to train yourself to look at things differently, and kind of what has that process been like for you, just to how you observe practice and those types of things, and even in the game? Yeah, well, even though you're an offensive line coach or you're a receiver coach, or, when you coach for 20 years, you learn to look at the big picture. There's things on the, my progression of what my eyes look at during a game when I was coaching offensive line is not just looking at the center or the tackle. It's from the safety to linebackers down to the center, back on the edge. It's an expansive thing that you look at when you're coaching on the field. You have guys in the box that work the spot and see different things. It's an overall view of what you see now in practice. Yeah, you do focus in more on a singular position or a singular side of the football. But look, you've got to know what the other side of the ball does to know what the mistake was on the offensive side, or vice versa. So you have to know what the other side of the ball is doing. So if you think they're in one defensive front or one coverage, and a receiver does this, or a lineman or running back does that, you're not really understanding the mistake that was made. So really more now, it's changed more of an organizational overview of practice. I try to every day, observe a different, couple of positions, individuals. Now I still go down and get my ND time in every now and then with the offensive line, but it's also good to go down and get down with the D line and or the linebackers, or with the receivers, or watch routes on air, or individual routes with the quarterbacks and receivers. So it's changed. There's more things to watch. You're also looking at people. You're looking at coaches. You're looking at the flow of practice. You're looking at guys running on and off the field. It's everything.
Time for a few more. Patrick.
Coach Key, in the big picture, you've obviously coached Georgia Tech in 8 different contests already, but this is your first time opening the season. It's a Friday night, national television. Does it all land on your psyche personally any differently than last year's games?
Land on my psyche? That's too smart of a question for me. I don't know if I really know what that means. No, I know. No, I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm excited to get back in and get on the game plan, and now that schedules and planning and itineraries and those things are all put to bed, really, completed those last night all the way up until, past Thanksgiving. So now that that's all put to bed, every minute of the day is really planned out now for the rest of the year for everyone involved in the program, whether it be, the coaches, support staff, and ops, training room. So now that's all put behind us, I'm ready to go take a nice shower and put on some tape and watch some Louisville film.
Anything more in the back? Go.
Yeah, I was just wondering about, I guess, is there a position group that's maybe you thought was maybe a question mark going into the season after camp you feel better about, that, or maybe feels a strength compared to?
I don't feel good about anything, that. No.
I guess one that you maybe has made more progress than you expected.
Yeah,
maybe.
We've made a lot of progress. We've made a lot of improvements. We're a better football team now than we were August 1st. We're a better football team now than we were January 1st. And that's what you want. You want the constant improvement. Relative to offense and defense, I know what type of team we are. Relative to our competition, I don't know yet. So, am I excited about improvement? Yeah, I'm excited about improvement. But improvement, I've said before, there's no ceiling. There's no ceiling in improvement. There's no ceiling in getting better. There's no ceiling in, the heights you're trying to go to. And, look, that's where failure occurs. Failure happens when you do have goals set high, when you have high aspirations. All right, but I'm not lowering them for anybody, and we're not lowering them as a team.
Okay. If there's nothing else, we'll wrap up. Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate you guys. Go Jackets.